Dear students, myself Rohini HM, Assistant Professor in Department of ECE is now here for NPA presentation. So, we belong to Rao Bahadur Y Mahabaleshwarappa Engineering College, Ballari. So, from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. So, once again heartily welcome to you all for orientation presentation on outcome based accreditation, that is NBA, National Board of Accreditation. So first of all we need to know what is this NBA. NBA means National Board of Accreditation. So it was established in the year 1994. So NBA it was established in the year 1994. So what is this NBA? NBA is committed to provide. Why this NBA? So basically for these two aim, first aim is credible system of accreditation. So NBA provide credible system of accreditation process. So everything is evaluated in terms of marks. Credible, we can give, suppose we ask any students what is the credit you earned in this semester, they will say 8.7, 8.3 like that. So in any accreditation process, if any program go for accreditation process, so they will give accreditation for that program, or they may deny. So they will have the credible system. So suppose they earn more than 600 marks, they will get accreditation, or else they won't get accreditation. So everything is evaluated. So in terms of credit, so it is a credible system of accreditation process. And also NBA is committed to provide transparent and accountable system. So it is very transparent and it is very accountable system. Suppose if the college appeals, so why certain program in our college is not getting accreditation, so they'll say, so these are the points, so why it is not given. So these are the points why it can be given for your college the accreditation. So like that, it's very transparent and it is a accountable system. Next is accreditation. So what is accreditation? Accreditation is a process of quality assurance and improvement whereby a program in an approved institution is critically appraised to verify that a program continues to meet and or exceed the norms and standards prescribed by regular from time to time. So basically accreditation means it is a process of providing quality assurance and improvement. So whether a certain institution in that certain program is going for NBA. So first we need to know what is program. Suppose we take the example of our college, RYM Engineering College or any engineering college. So in that it will have several branches. Each of that branch here in terms of NBA we call it as a program. Suppose we take our branch itself. So electronics and communication engineering is now called as one program. So in whether our program is providing quality assurance and improvement or not, so that is evaluated by the process such as accreditation. So here, so program, suppose our EC program in an approved institution like in our RYMEC is critically appraised. So it is appraised to verify that the program continues to meet or to exceed the norms, whether it will meet all the minimum requirements or norms and standards prescribed, or else it is that is updating regularly from time to time, right? So it is going to check that whether it is having minimum norms or it is exceeding the minimum norms what is prescribed by the university, or what is the basic threshold, above that it is performing or it is below the threshold what it is performing. So that is evaluated by the process such as accreditation. So next, the second process, the second point here in the accreditation is it is a kind of recognition which indicates that a program fulfills desired standards. Program again here means certain branch in an engineering college. Suppose here we speak about our branch itself. Here our electronics and communication engineering program fulfills desired standards. It is having its own standards. Okay, so that is a kind of recognition. Suppose our college is having NBA, means it is assuring that, so it has some recognition, our branch is having some recognition to get that is having some desired standards. So this is what accreditation means. So then why accreditation? Why we have to go for this accreditation process? Because accreditation will provide quality assurance, recognition by the stakeholders, branding, Washington Accord, recognition of graduates globally. So first thing is quality assurance. See, we are providing education for engineering students, particularly when we speak about a program, our electronics and communication engineering students are getting graduated from this institution. So what is the quality of education they carry over after they graduate from our branch? So that is what quality assurance. So they are having a good quality of education, so that is evaluated by the process accreditation. Then is recognition by the stakeholders. So it means that the stakeholders means the students are stakeholders, parents are stakeholders, the companies who will come to the campus for campus selection, they are also called as stakeholders. So that is recognition by the stakeholders. How the suppose a student take admission, why they take admission? Because they are assured that they will get quality education from this institution. So any company come to our campus to select the that is to give employment for the students of this institution. Why? Because they are having faith that so the students of this college are able to, or the graduate from this branch or particular college are able to perform well in our company. So after, while doing their job. So that is by the recognition of stakeholders. So next is what? Branding. So branding in the sense that is if you buy any car, so you'll go for different brand like that. So here RYMEC, so in our North Karnataka RYMEC is having a good name, so like that. So this accreditation process is also gives a brand name. So our RYMEC college has accredited from the that is accredited from NBA, means it is also having some branding. So accreditation will also helpful for branding the institution. Next is Washington Accord, which we will discuss in the next slide. Then is recognition of graduates globally. Suppose the graduates from our department or from our college wants to take higher education in other countries or in any other states. So then, so if we say our university may be recognized, some recognized in some state or they are not recognized. So if our college is accredited from NBA, so then it is a global recognition. So at that time it will not matter that is what is the college name, also what is the university you have studied, whether our college is recognized by NBA, whether our college is accredited by NBA is very important. So that is it gives a global recognition to our students in India or in any countries. If you say that our college is NBA accredited, then it is very useful for higher education. So next is Washington Accord. So here the Washington Accord was originally signed among 6 countries in 1989. So it was actually signed among only 6 countries in 1989. So now National Board of Accreditation from India has become the permanent signatory member of Washington Accord on 13 June 2014. So NBA is a National Board of Accreditation in India. So it is also permanent member of Washington Accord. In that is, it has made this membership in the year 2014 on 13th June. So then what accreditation will provide? So accreditation serves to notify. So accreditation serves, what is the first point? So accreditation serves parents and prospective students that program has met minimum standards. So accreditation, if any program is accredited, so it will give some assurance to parents and program that is students in that particular program, that particular program has minimum. So which means that it will provide assurance to students and parents who are taking admission, for the students who are taking in admission in particular program, that so it has minimum standards, it has met the minimum standards, more than that. Then faculty, deans and administrators. So accreditation process serves the faculty, deans and administrators of particular program, that to know their strengths and weakness of the ways to improve the program. Suppose our branch has went for NBA accreditation process. So we will get accreditation process. So at that time we'll get to know what are the strength of our institution. Suppose we get accreditation for 5 years, that means that we are good in all the sense, 360 degree. That is, we are good in placement, we are good in providing quality education, everything. So it's coming to the weakness. Suppose we are got accreditation process only for 3 years, for the period of 3 years, then there may be some weakness. So we're looking at the report, we'll come to know. So that is suppose the placement. So they may not be satisfied that still our students are placed to better companies. So that is always with it will accreditation process for faculties, deans and administrators, it will make us to know what is the strengths and weakness of our program, and thus paving the way to improve the program. So knowing our strengths and weakness will always helps us to improve the program, so that we can take new measures to improve the quality education. Then the third point is accreditation serves employers that graduates are prepared to begin professional practice. Suppose Infosys, Wipro or any other companies want to give job for our graduates from our institution, graduates from our particular program in our institution. So at that time those employers are assured that graduates are prepared if they are out from accredited colleges. Okay, so that is employers accreditation process assures that employers employers assurance will be given that the graduates are prepared to begin the professional practice. Then the last point in accreditation, what it serves. So accreditation process serves the public that graduates are aware of social consideration. So what is the public will come to know. So the graduates from our particular program in an institution are aware of societal consideration. So that is, so what we are doing, the purpose of education is to serve the society itself. So finally the goal is to serve the society itself. So whether they are aware of societal consideration, graduates are aware of societal consideration, whether they are able to solve the problems technically, they are giving to give solution to the societal consideration or not. So that is all important. So that is also given by accreditation process. So next, vision and mission statement. So here it's very important to know what is vision, what is mission. So first we'll discuss about vision. Vision is the futuristic statement that the institution would like to achieve over a long period of time. So we have vision in front of us. So what is vision? Futuristic statements in certain year, in a 4-year course of engineering. So we are able to achieve something. So it is futuristic statement that an institution would like to achieve over a long period of time, in certain years, not only 4 years, in certain years. So we are able to achieve this thing. So that is called as a vision. So usually it is a long period of time. Over a long period of time we will become something. So that is given by what? Vision statement. Mission means it is a means by which I proposes to move toward the stated vision. So vision says what to be done over a period of time. Mission says how. Vision means what to be done. Mission means how it is done. So means by which I propose to that is means by which the vision is achieved is called as mission. So mission statements are essentially the means to achieve the vision of the institution. Okay. So coming to what is the importance of vision. So here we'll go through what is vision of our engineering college, that is our prestigious RYMEC. So this is the vision statement of our RYMEC: to produce professionally excellent, knowledgeable, globally competitive, socially responsible engineers and entrepreneurs. See, this is a long-term goal, that is to produce professionally excellent. Our graduated students are professionally excellent, they are knowledgeable, they are globally competitive, they are able to fit job anywhere in the world, or they may be that is, they are globally competitive, not only locally. So they are able to compete anywhere in this world. Socially responsible, they are very socially responsible engineers and entrepreneurs. They can be anything. So some may be a job seeker, or some may be a job provider. So they may become engineers or they may become entrepreneur. So this is a broad statement. Vision statement is a broad statement. Okay, so it is achievable in over a long period of time. So this is a vision of our institution. Next is mission. So how we are able to produce professionally excellent, knowledgeable, globally competitive and socially responsible engineers and entrepreneurs. How we are able to reach this? So these are the four set of visions that is framed. So mission 1, first, to provide quality education in engineering and management. So in order to make professionally excellent, so what we are do, we have to give first a quality education, right? So that's why to provide quality education in engineering and management is our first vision, whereas the first mission, whereas our second mission is to establish a continuous industry institute interaction, participation, collaboration to contribute job oriented skilled engineers. So here, continuous industry institute interaction. So usually in any program or in any engineering colleges, any branches, so we'll know, the teachers will teach, so what is there in the book, okay. So and they'll conduct few labs, but that is totally different from the industrial scenario. So we must put some effort, so that we need to provide industry institute interaction must be there. Okay, that is also second mission, that is continuous industry institute interaction, collaboration to continue job oriented skill engineers. So such industrial institute interaction will make the students to get job oriented skills, so it will build their career. Okay, so this is our second mission. The third mission is to develop human values, social values and ability of entrepreneurship skill and attitude among engineers. So first was concerned to profession, second was concerned to industry technical skills. So third one is about the human values. Okay, so here to develop human values, social values, so there are certain subjects in our engineering, so which will thought about this human values, social values, all those things, and ability of entrepreneurship skills. So some students will become good entrepreneurs. We have many examples from our institution that who have become good entrepreneurs as well. So all these things, skills to be developed in line with our professional knowledge, so that is human values, social values and ability of entrepreneurship skill among the engineers and attitude among the engineers. Now the fourth mission is to focus on innovation and development of technologies by engaging in cutting edge research areas. So what is the trending thing going on with the cutting edge research area? So as we take the example of current situation now, so now the corona is bothering very much the entire world. So what is the cutting edge research? How we are going to give vaccination for this disease? Okay, so what are the things? So that is a research area. So like that in our technical education also there are many cutting edge research area. So the fourth mission says that to focus on innovation and development of technologies by engaging in cutting edge research areas. These are the missions. So these are the 4 mission statements. So this is how we are able to by taking all those 4 steps we are able to make the vision statement of our institution. So this is vision of our, see, these 4 are the vision of our RYMAC. So next, coming to our department. So what is department vision? So our electronics and communication engineering in our RYMEC is have set this department vision. So let us see what is our departmental vision statement. To build professionally excellent, knowledgeable, globally competitive, socially responsible electronics and communication engineers and entrepreneurs. Okay, so it is same like our vision of our RYMEC. Every statement is same. Instead of common engineers and entrepreneurs, now we have set our branch word here. Okay, so that is our department vision statement is in line with the vision statement of our RYMEC. So to build professionally excellent, knowledgeable, globally competitive, socially responsible electronics and communication engineers and entrepreneurs is our departmental vision. How we are able to attain this vision? So here we define 4 mission statements from our department. So again, dear students, all these 4 mission statements are in line with the mission statements of our RYMEC as we discussed in the earlier slides. Okay, so let us see what is this first mission: to provide quality education in electronics and communication engineering. Before it was quality education in engineering and management. So since our course is electronics and communication engineering itself, so we'll provide our first mission statement is to provide quality education in engineering and communication engineering. Then second mission statement is to establish continuous industry institute interaction, participation, collaboration to contribute skilled engineers. That's it, same. So we'll have continuous industry institute interaction related to our branch to provide a skilled electronics and communication engineers. Okay, so this is our second mission statement. Then the third mission statement is to develop the human value, social value, entrepreneur skills and professional ethics among the technocrats. So all are electronics and communication engineering technical related. So we are able to build all these skills, human values, social values, entrepreneur skills and professional ethics among our students. So this is our third mission. Then the fourth mission is to focus on innovation and development of technologies by engaging in electronics and communication related research area. Okay, our fourth mission was general statement in our that is college mission. So here it is engaging the students in the research area, particularly in electronics and communication engineering research area. So that is what our mission statement. So these are the 4 mission statements of our electronics and communication engineering of our RYM Engineering College. So next, so see all these things we are achieving during the 4-year course of engineering. So that is what the mission statement says. So next is what? Program educational objective. So program means, as you know, the certain branch in an engineering college we call it as a program. Program educational objective means after learning in this program, so how the student will perform, so that will be the objective of PEO. So after graduating from this, so what will be the career, so how they are performing. So based on that we have to set these PEOs, that is program educational objective. So program educational objective are broad statement that describe the career. So it is after engineering, how will be the career of the graduates from particular program, graduated from particular programs. That is describe the career and professional accomplishments that the program is preparing to achieve. So that is what the program educational objective. So how the graduates will perform after their education, based on that PEOs are set. So these are the three PEOs of our college, that is of our program, that is Electronics and Communication Engineering. See, this is the first PEO. Graduates of Electronics and Communication Engineering course will have a successful professional career. So this is the first PEO objective. So every student that is graduated from Electronics and Communication Engineering course will have a successful professional career. Then the second one is graduates of Electronics and Communication Engineering course will pursue higher education or to become an entrepreneur. So all students will not will not want to have a career, or they are not a job finder. They are some may go for higher education. They want to do MTech, they want to do MS, like that. So that is, certain graduates will pursue higher education and they may become entrepreneurs. So that is our second objective. So our aim is not only make every students to achieve only a job seeker. So we will train our students such that they can go for higher education, or they are want to be an entrepreneur. So our education must provide to become that entrepreneurship skills, okay, to become a successful entrepreneur. So that is our second program educational objective. We have to meet this objective, right? So the third educational objective is graduates of Electronics and Communication Engineering course will have ability for lifelong learning and to serve the society. So apart from these two, our graduates from Electronics and Communication Engineering, they must have ability for lifelong learning. Not only in this 4-year education, they must have lifelong learning skill and serve the society. So they must contribute to the societal problem. They should serve the society. So that is our program educational objective number 3. So next we'll speak about what are program objective. So dear students, these program objectives we are going to achieve this in due 4-year course of our engineering. So program outcomes are a narrow statement. So these are a narrower statement, whereas mission statement, whereas vision statement is a broad statement. So here it is a narrow statement that describe that what students are expected to know and be able to do upon graduation. So during the course, so what are the students are expected to do? So that is given by program outcomes. So during the graduation, the students are expected to do and to be able to know. So that is given by program outcomes. These relate to skills, knowledge and the behavior that students acquire in their matriculation through the program. Okay, so during the program, so they are able to gather certain skills, knowledge, okay, and the behavior of the students. So all these things are molded, okay, that is given by program outcome. So here are the 12 program outcomes given by National Board of Accreditation. So first one is engineering knowledge. This is our first program outcome. Second one is problem analysis. Third one is design development of solution. Fourth one is conduct investigation of complex problem. Fifth one is modern tool usage. Sixth one is the engineering and society. The seventh one is environment and sustainability. Eighth one is ethics. Ninth one is individual and teamwork. 10th one is communication, and the 11th one is project management and finance. Finally the 12th one is lifelong learning. So all these things are taught to students. We may excel in our students in all these 12 outcomes in 4-year course of our in the 4-year period. So we need to make our student excel in all these 12 fields. That is, we have to provide engineering knowledge, we have to make them to analyze the problem, design developments of solution, okay, like this. So these are the 12 program objectives. So this is during the graduation, students will be able to gather knowledge on all these 12 points which are given in this. So now we'll see the each program outcome statement. So PO1 is apply the knowledge of mathematics, science, engineering fundamentals and engineering specialization to the solution of complex engineering problems. We are able to apply all this knowledge to provide solution for complex engineering problems. Whereas PO2 explains about problem analysis, that is able to identify, formulate or review research literature and analyze complex engineering problems, reaching sustained conclusion using the first principle of mathematics, natural science and engineering sciences. So therefore PO1 and PO2 are the basic that is engineering mathematics and basic engineering science knowledge related, right? First one is about engineering knowledge, second one is about problem analysis. So these two are related to first year courses. Then PO3, however these two are, that is we are able to attain PO1 and PO2 in first year course. Then PO3, design development of solution, design solution of complex engineering problems and design system components or process that meets the specified needs with appropriate consideration for public health, safety and cultural, societal and environmental consideration. That is, student is able to design and develop solution for a public the problem the society is facing. Okay, that is technically I have to give the solution. That is, this is a higher level that is, if we go for a BTL, this is a higher level thing. So that is, in a next 3-year course of engineering, students is trained to attain this, that is PO3. They are able to design and develop solution for a societal the problem that is facing the society. Then PO4 is about conduct investigation of complex problem. Use research based knowledge. Suppose the student is going through many researches what is carried on. So based on that knowledge, the research methods what they learn, including the design, experiment and analysis and interpretation data and synthesis of information to provide valid conclusions. So they will study the what are the recent research going on. Based on that, they are able to provide a valid conclusion. So that is conduct investigation of complex program, that is also PO4. Then PO5, program objective 5 is modern tool usage. Okay, so here to create, select, apply appropriate technique, resource and modern engineering and IT tools including prediction, modeling and to complex engineering activities with an understanding of the limitation. So that is, nowadays the technology is very much developed. So whether our students are able to that is in line with the technology, they are able to use all the modern tools and they are able to design with that tools, and by that tool whether they are able to solve any complex engineering problems or not. So that is about the PO5, that is modern tool usage. Then coming to PO6, that is engineering and society. So that is apply reasoning informed by the contextual knowledge to assess a social, health, safety, legal and cultural issues and the consequence responsibilities relevant to the professional engineering practice. Okay, so in line with the technical thing, that is a engineering practice, they are able to follow ethics or not. They are able to follow health safety measures or not. So that is all about engineering and society. So they must have some knowledge to assess the social, health, safety, legal and cultural issues, okay, and the responsibilities relevant to the professional engineering practice. They need to know the social concern. Okay, so in line to that, so they are able to engineering must in line with the society. So that is, we need to, suppose any invention is there, so that invention should ease the society, that should not take any, that should not again give any problem to the society. So that is what this PO6 means. Suppose some invention is done and that invention take job of some 10,000 members, so that is not the thing. So whether if that is the thing, so it is not useful. Instead, if that invention is making the job easy for those 10,000 members, so that is very much helpful. That is, health, safety and legal and cultural issues should be kept in our mind. So that is in line with the engineer and society. That is about the PO6. Then is PO7, environment and sustainability. That is to understand the impact of professional engineering solution in the societal and environmental context and demonstrate the knowledge of and need of sustainable development. Suppose any invention or any innovation is there, so how the environmental impact will be there, whether it's acceptable or not. So all those things we are concerned. So that is what environment and sustainability. Then the PO8 is about the ethics. Apply the ethical principle and commit to the professional ethics and responsibilities and norms of the engineering practice. Suppose some invention is there, so for that invention the student might went through a different research paper and has inculcated some that is innovation practices from the research paper. So ethics, so it gives if they have proper ethics, they will mention in their invention that so we have introduced this system from so and so research paper. So that is the good ethics, right? So that is, we need to mention where we are our particular module is included, so where it is that knowledge is gained from, so we need to mention. So that is one of the practice, good practice to follow the ethics. Then PO9 is about individual and teamwork. Suppose the student enters the final year, so they will make a they have to work individually or they have to work in a team. Okay, so they have to give a seminars, that is an individual seminar, okay, or else they have to work in a team for to carry out a project or like that. So that is what the teamwork. So whether they are able to manage both, that is they are able to perform alone and they are able to adjust with their team. So that is also important. That is under PO9, that is function effectively as an individual and as a member or a leader in a diverse terms and in multidisciplinary settings. Then the PO10 is about the communication. Communicate effectively on complex engineering activities with engineering community and with society as a lot, such as being able to comprehend and write effective reports, design documentation and effective presentation, and give and receive a clear instructions. That is communication. Our graduate must be excel in the communication, right? So they are able to present something, so whether they are able to give it in a excellent manner or not. So they must be excellent in making a report, they are excellent, they should be excellent in documentation, they should be excellent in explaining that what is the concept is speaking about. They are able to give excellent presentation and they have to give clear instruction about their work. So that is what this is about, the communication to the society as a large. They must be able to explain everything. So that is excellent communication skill. Now the PO11 is about the project management and finance. That is demonstrate knowledge and understanding of engineering and management principle and apply these to one's own work as a member and leader in a team to manage project and in a multidisciplinary environment. So that is, the student must be able to demonstrate his work or any the work that is done in a team. So being the leader, whether he is able to manage everything including the financial things in his team. Okay, that is all about a project management and finance. So next is about the lifelong learning. So recognize the need for and have the presentation and ability to engage in independent and lifelong learning in the broadest context of technical challenge. So this is our PO 12. It is about lifelong learning. It will not stop for only 4-year course. It's not bounded to 4-year course. The student must recognize the need to learn lifelong, that is have a preparation and ability to engage in independent and lifelong learning. So I will learn only to 4 years in this graduation, and after that I'll just apply. No, so that is, we need to be flexible, that every day the technology is changing, so we need to inculcate this thing that in our life, that is lifelong learning, day by day. So whatever the technology is today, tomorrow it will be advanced. So nowadays the lifelong learning is very important. That is all it will speak about, that is PO 12. Next is program specific outcome. So what is this program specific outcome? As I said earlier, program means it is a branch in an engineering. So suppose we take an example of our electronics and communication engineering branch. So what is our branch PSO? Demonstrate, understand of basic skill, terminologies, principle, ability to work effectively as a part of team and apply the professional behavior. So what is this PFO? This is what it says, that is with respect to that particular program. So what are the basic skills, terminologies, principles, ability to work in a team and apply as a professional behavior is what it speaks about, that is program specific outcome related to program. Okay, so we have set electronics and communication engineering of RYMEC has set two such PSO. Okay, our first PSO statement is ability to design, develop and test the electronic circuits and communication system, and the second PSO is ability to develop excellent programming and problem solving skill in the field of engineering system. Okay, that is electronics and communication engineering. So we have two important fields, that is electronic circuits is one field that comes in ECE, and the second important field that comes in embedded system. So we have an excellent staff in both the branches, that is both in electronics and communication engineering and embedded system engineering. So they are done MTech, most related to half of the faculties are related to this electronic circuit related, and some of the faculties are contributing to embedded system. So that is our strength. So we are making our student to excel. In the first program specific outcome is ability to design, develop and test the electronic circuits and communication system. So that is specifically program specific outcome. This is our first program specific outcome. So apart from the second program specific outcome is develop solving skill in the field of electronic systems. So we can train both our students in these two areas. Okay, that is communication, electronic circuits and communication system area, as well as in the embedded system. So next is outcome based education. So we are now able to define what is this outcome based education. So outcome based education basically means starting with a clear picture of what is important for student to be able to do, then organizing the curriculum, instruction and assessment to make sure that this learning ultimately happen. So first we need to have a clear picture that what is important for the students and what they are able to do, and after that we need to set the curriculum and the instructions should be given to assess and make that the learning will happen. So that it means outcome based education. So some outcome will be there. If I am going to teach in today's class, so after today's class after 1 hour class the student learned something and they must be able to do something. So that is what it says, outcome based education. Okay, they must be able to do something. So that is what outcome. Then the essence of OBC, we have defined the 4 essence of OBC. The first one is, in education what matters ultimately is not what is taught but what is learned. So how we are teaching and what is taught is not important. Finally, what matters is what the student is learned. Okay, so learning is very important. How and what the student is learned is very important. So that is what we speak about outcome. Then the second essence is, therefore each course we need to formulate intended outcome. For what is the new word came here, that is course. So course in the sense, so first we thought about program. As you know, program means a branch. So ECE is one program. So in that ECE we are going to learn several subjects. In first year we have learned 6 subjects and 2 labs. Second year 6 subjects and 2 labs. Third year when the branch entry is there, again several subjects and labs. So those subjects are called as course. For each course or each subject we need to formulate intended outcome. Suppose we learn network analysis or network theory subject. From the network theory subject, after learning network theory subject, what you are able to do? So you are able to write the mesh and loop equation, you are able to apply the superposition theorem, you are able to apply the reciprocity theorem, you are able to apply so many theorems. So that is all which we will speak about. After learning the course, the student will be able to do something, that is intended outcomes. Then the third one is what we teach and how we teach and how we assess ought to be aligned with the intended outcomes. So what we teach, how we teach, everything must be in line with the intended outcomes. So they must be contributing to achieve the outcome that we aimed at. Then the fourth one is quality of teaching is to be judged by the quality of learning that takes place. So what is the quality of teaching? That must be judged by quality of learning made by the students. Okay, so our job is not open if we teach well. No, so that is, our job is successful only when the student learn well from our teachings. That is, quality of learning that takes place is very important in the outcome based education. So then we'll see what is course outcome. Okay, course outcome are a narrower statement that describe what the students are expected to know and be able to do at the end of each course. So these related to skills, knowledge, behavior the students acquire through the course. As we said, one course means one subject the student will learn. Each subject the student will learn in the engineering course or their program. Okay, so here they are outcome statements. The course outcome statements are narrow statements. They are also narrow statements. So what they describe? So what the students are expected to know. So in that course what the students will know and they are able to do after learning that course. So that is what the course outcome statements are. So those are related to what skills, knowledge and behavior the students will learn in that particular subject or a course. So next thing is assessment. So assessment is one or more process carried out by the institution that identify, collect and prepare data to evaluate the achievement of the program educational objective and program outcome. So dear students, we have defined PEOs and POs, program educational objectives and program outcomes. We have to meet program educational objectives as well as program outcomes through our course objectives, what we have discussed in our previous slide. Okay, assessment means one or more process carried out by the institution. So institution has its own plans, it will carry out one or more process that identify and collect and prepare data to evaluate this, that is whether PEOs are met or not, whether POs are met or not. So then evaluation is one or more process done by the evaluation team for interpreting the data evidence accumulated through the assessment practices. Okay, so it is evaluation means it is more process or one or more process for interpreting the data. So whatever the data is there, so it will interpret the data and evidence, whatever the evidence that is accumulated through the assessment practice. So we have kept some evidences, so we are following such practices. Therefore, the evaluation determines the extent to which the program educational objective or program outcome are being achieved and result in decision and action to improve the program. So from the evaluation process, we will come to know whether we have to improve or not. So it is able to decide. So only after the evaluation, okay, based on the data and evidence accumulated, the evaluation is done, and it determines to extent to which program educational so we have set the program educational objective and program outcome is set by NBA. So there are 12 program outcomes, and we have discussed here program educational objective. So here we have discussed PEOs. In the previous slide we have said 3 PEOs. Okay, suppose in these 3 PEOs any one PEOs we are not able to meet up to the point. Okay, so what is that PEO which is not attained in the particular duration of the assessment year? So that is able to mark out. So that is done in evaluation. Okay, so next, so this is about the evaluation. So here this is the NBA website. So if we just Google and go to the website, NBA website address is this, web address www.nbaind.org. So the chairperson of NBA is Professor K.K. Agarwal, former VC and VC of GGS Indraprastha University, New Delhi. So their email ID is given, chairman@nbaind.org. The secretary is Shri Amit Khare. So thank you dear students for your patience in listening. Please go through all the slides what is discussed here. So we'll give NBA quiz. You need to answer certain questions which is provided for you. Thank you one and all. So we'll provide NBA quiz based on today's presentation. Thank you everyone.